You reach for your phone every morning, scroll for 5 minutes, and suddenly half an hour is gone. You know you should get up earlier, read more, eat better, but your body craves comfort, not progress. The problem isn't that you're lazy. Your brain simply prefers instant rewards over long-term growth. It's protecting you, but that protection is exactly what keeps you stuck. In the next few minutes, you'll see why the small choices you make today define your future self, and which 5 habits will quietly but irreversibly change your life. We overestimate what we can achieve in a week and completely underestimate what silent habits can make of us in a year. It's not a lack of motivation that holds you back. It's a nervous system wired for safety, not change. Every time you start something new, your body interprets it as danger. That's why most people don't fail because of weak willpower, but because of fear, the fear of the unknown. When you start to understand that habits aren't punishment, but self-care, discipline transforms into freedom. You wake up, automatically reach for your phone, and before you've even taken a real breath, you're already in other people's worlds. Messages, voices, expectations, everything demands your attention before you've even decided how you want to start your day. No wonder you feel so empty at night. You never truly began the day with yourself. Yet the morning is actually the purest piece of time you have. In the first few minutes after waking, your brain is like a blank page, calm, open, clear. But when you immediately feed it with stimulation, you lose that silence you'll later long for. Your body needs that gentle start to regulate itself. The natural cortisol rhythm is designed to wake you up, not overwhelm you. A quiet morning is like a soft runway for your mind. Skip it, and you crash straight into chaos. But if you learn to reclaim this moment, getting up just 15 minutes earlier with no goal, no scrolling, only to breathe and feel that you're here, something shifts. That quarter hour isn't a wasted luxury, it's recovery. You stop surviving the day and start shaping it. And that's the foundation for everything that follows, because whoever meets themselves in the morning lives the rest of the day more consciously. Most people rush through their days as if life were an obligation. They react, they function, but they never pause long enough to see where they're even going. At night, there's that quiet feeling again, as if they lived but were never really there. That's where reflection begins. Not as some philosophical exercise, but as a return to yourself. If you take just 10 minutes a day to write down what's on your mind, no filter, no plan, you start to understand the language of your inner world. Your brain can't organize thoughts while they are still in motion. Only when you put them on paper do they lose their grip on you. Neuroscientists call this external processing. What you write leaves your head and makes room for clarity. Reflection isn't looking back. It's a conversation with your future self. You stop asking, what went wrong today? And start asking, what do I want to do differently tomorrow and why? It's that quiet dialogue that helps you grow, not motivation from videos or quotes on social media. 10 minutes a day spent truly listening to yourself is more powerful than any to-do list. Because once you have the courage to understand yourself, you no longer need to impress the world. And maybe that's what real progress is. Not becoming faster, but becoming more honest. You say yes, even when everything inside you is screaming no. You help, you listen, you give, and in the end, you're left empty. Not because others demand too much, but because you've forgotten how to protect yourself. We grow up believing that love means being available, but constant availability isn't love, it's self-denial, wrapped in kindness. From a psychological perspective, this isn't a character flaw, it's a survival pattern. At some point, your nervous system learned that agreement means safety. As a child, it made sense to be good. But today, that same pattern keeps you from setting boundaries. Every time you abandon yourself, you calm your fear of rejection for a moment, but you move a little further away from who you truly are. Setting boundaries isn't an act of hardness, it's an act of responsibility. You're teaching the world how it's allowed to treat you, and you're showing your inner child that it's safe now to say no. That's healing in action, quiet but powerful. Start small. Say no once a day to something that drains you. You'll notice the world doesn't collapse. On the contrary, it becomes clearer. And so do you. Because peace doesn't begin when everything around you is silent. It begins when you stop silencing yourself. You pick up your phone for just a moment, and suddenly 30 minutes are gone. Not because you're weak, but because you're fighting an entire industry that profits from your attention. Every swipe, every scroll is a tiny dopamine hit, fleeting like sugar, but just as addictive. Your brain wasn't designed to process hundreds of stimuli per minute. It's an instrument that needs silence to stay in tune. But we live as if constant noise were normal. No wonder everything feels dull. Your nervous system is overheated, your senses numb. Digital detox doesn't mean avoiding the world. It means learning to feel yourself again. An evening without a screen isn't deprivation, it's an invitation. Take 30 minutes before bed and intentionally place your phone out of reach. Notice how your body first grows restless and then begins to breathe again. That's no coincidence. Your nervous system is returning to its natural rhythm. In the quiet, something rare happens. You start hearing your own thoughts again, and you begin to realize that true rest isn't boring, it's alive. Maybe this is what you've been searching for all along. Not more input, but finally, space. Trust isn't something grand. It begins with the small things. Every time you promise yourself something and don't follow through, your brain loses a bit of faith in you. It doesn't remember your intention. It remembers the outcome. I keep my word, or I let myself down. These quiet experiences accumulate until one day you no longer believe your own promises. But this can be reversed. Self-trust doesn't grow from big achievements. It grows from small, kept promises. A glass of water in the morning, 10 minutes of reading, a short walk after work. It's not about perfection. It's about reliability. Your nervous system loves predictability. When you consistently show up for yourself, a sense of inner safety begins to form, the foundation of all change. Small steps aren't an excuse. They're a strategy. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your brain sends a message. I can trust me. And from that quiet certainty, strength emerges, not the loud, motivational kind, but the kind that stays when no one's watching. Your future self won't thank you for the big plans, but for all the quiet moments when you didn't give up. In the end, change isn't something big. It begins in 2 minutes. 1 minute to become still and ask yourself, what does my future self truly need today? And another minute to do it. Not tomorrow, not perfectly, just now, for 2 conscious minutes. These small moments are like seeds. You don't see change immediately, but as you keep living, they quietly grow with you. One day you will look back and realize you didn't end up here by accident. You chose your way here, step by step, habit by habit. Everything you do today is a letter to your future self. Write something worth reading. If these thoughts have touched you, then subscribe to Mastering Life and start today becoming the kind of person your future self will thank you for.